it's important to recognize just how strange this is, just how not normal it is, just how odd it is for more Palestinian journalists to have been killed in the past 22 months than during the entirety of World War II, for 18,000 children to have been executed. How many times do you hear a BBC program start with that figure? How many times do you hear the BBC start with the fact that the occupied Palestinian territories are occupied? How often do you hear them talk about the fact that the International Court of Justice ruled that it was apartheid in 2024? How often do you hear that over 1 million Palestinians have been imprisoned since 1967? Isn't that context? Isn't that balance? Isn't that impartiality? And if that's the case, then why haven't we heard it from the so-called British Broadcasting Corporation? If it's an institution for all of us, if it's supposed to be truthful, if it's supposed to be honest, then why does it give so much coverage? 33 times more coverage for an Israeli death when compared to a Palestinian death, despite the fact that we've seen at least 60,000 Palestinians being killed. Is that impartial? I can't hear you. Is that impartial?
No.
Is that truthful?
No.
Is that justice?
No. That's the BBC.
So we also have to ask ourselves what we're going to do about it. It's not just people like Anas, it's children too. The youngest influencer in Gaza, 11 years old, Yakin Hamad, assassinated and killed in an airstrike. How often have you heard about that from the BBC? How often have you heard about the fact that over £300,000 was given to members of Keir Starmer's cabinet by those who consider themselves pro-Israel?
Shame.
How often does the BBC start a program and talk about the fact that this is a government on trial for genocide?
Never.
Not murder, not criminal damage, not spraying red paint on airplanes, but genocide. And in a situation like this, when you have so many journalists being killed, when you have so many children being killed, when you have so much nature, olive trees being killed, where Palestinians are denied even the right to go into the sea, into the water where they were born, where Palestinians face over 40 different laws that discriminate against them on the basis of where they come from, then why don't we hear about that? Why don't we hear about that? A Palestinian's not worthy of life. A Palestinian's not worthy of liberty, justice, freedom, just like every single one of you. If over 200 journalists had been killed right here in the United Kingdom, you'd never hear the end of it. There'd be protests on the street, there'd be blood spilling everywhere because people would be outraged. But just because some human beings look a bit differently to us, maybe because they speak a different language or pray to a different God, some institutions seem to be content to allow them to die by the thousands, by the hundreds, by the tens of thousands. But enough, enough, enough. Enough, enough, enough. I'm encouraged that each and every one of you is out here, because it means that even if some people have forgotten that some Palestinian journalists have been killed, you haven't forgotten. Even if the BBC forgets the truth from time to time, or impartiality from time to time, you haven't forgotten that. And it's because Anas didn't write his will for people like the BBC. He wrote his will for people like you. He wrote a will for people who are willing to see Palestinians not just as casualties or statistics, but as human beings, as fathers, not as people who should be content to pick up the remains of their children in plastic bags that we use to go to the corner shop, but as human beings. And so we state that if the purpose of journalism is to afflict the comfortable and comfort the afflicted, then let each of our actions and our words as we leave this place be a reminder to the Palestinians and to all people around the world that we believe and we recognize their humanity, that we stand with human beings, that we stand with the protection and safeguarding of life. We're not for the killing of journalists. We're not for institutions that enable it. And any time and every time they seek to dehumanize Palestinians, we'll be there to call it out. We'll be there to fight back. We'll be there with our own media and our own institutions, because in this day and age, Palestinians shouldn't be at the bottom of the pile of humanity. Their courage that they have shown us, the courage of people like Anas, is inspiring. and you should be inspired, that somebody would love their people so much, would love humanity so much that they would give their very lives for it. So I don't know about you, but whether they recognize Palestine or not, whether they sanction the Israeli government or not, whatever they do, we'll continue to fight for Palestinians. We'll continue to resist for Palestinians. But more than that, we'll continue to fight for humanity of whoever you are and wherever you come from. Because everybody deserves to be free, and Palestinians definitely deserve to be free. So say it with me now, free Palestine.
Free Palestine!
From the river to the sea. And we'll be back again and 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 again until Palestine is free. A threat to justice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. So when they kill one journalist, it's like they've killed you. When they assassinate one child, it's like they've assassinated you. When they take away baby formula from babies, it's like they've starved your own children, born or unborn. When they do any of that, they've done it to all of us. They've done it to all of us because we're all one big family at the end of the day. And I do believe Palestine will be free if we keep working together, if we keep organizing, if we keep joining organizations, if you keep sharing the truth even when it's difficult to do so. When you challenge somebody who comes at you with propaganda or lies, that you keep pushing back even if it's inconvenient. Because I can tell you something that's inconvenient, which is lying 6 feet deep in the dirt because somebody else decided that you were worth less than dirt. But Palestinians aren't worth less than dirt. They're worth the same as each and every single one of you. So keep struggling, keep fighting, and we will win. Believe it.